Hello, glad you have joined us on CBC this week. I'm Evans Chilendani Mutanshi. We are looking at the stories that made headlines this week. I'll be back shortly after this short break. Welcome back. And now the first story is on garbage fees. The Lusaka City Council says the uncollected solid waste has continued to remain a huge challenge in Lusaka, especially the Central Business District, due to its rapid growth. LCC Public Relations Officer Brenda Katongola, in an interview with CBC News this week, said that the compliance of people in paying garbage fee is still too low, as the majority has opted to show ignorance on the matter.
Lusaka, as you know, is a fast-growing city, and as such, it's a cosmopolitan city because with people coming from all over the country and from outside Lusaka and actually outside the country. So we experience a huge challenge of solid waste management, especially in the CBD and generally across the city in the communities. Because we believe each and every individual, every household, and every institution does produce solid waste of some sort. So it's against this background that it is mandatory by law, for everybody who does produce waste, to pay for the service or to pay for solid waste management. It is mandatory by law under the Local Government Act Cap 281 and the Public Health Act Cap 295, Chapter 100, for people to pay for the solid waste that they produce. That being law, people or the civic authorities, as Lusaka City Council and other councils in Zambia, are mandated by law, to prosecute people through the necessary channels of the provided laws, for people who are not abiding by this law. It has come.
Mrs. Katongola further disclosed that the council is still in consultations with the sector to venture in a project through which people will be allowed to pay for garbage by use of talk time on mobile phones.
To work with our other cooperating partners, like other stakeholders. Currently we are in talks with service providers like Zicta to help us go that channel. It's in discussion, so I can't go into detail. We are trying to see if we can compel or to ensure that we get every person in Lusaka at individual level to contribute towards solid waste management. We would like to go the way ZNBC has gone with My TV levy, the TV levy license, or the TV levy, so that we believe each and every individual watches TV or does own TV. That's why ZNBC went that way. But at household level, we believe each and every individual does produce some waste of some sort. So that is why we are trying to work out means of ensuring that people do subscribe for the waste that they produce. We collect this waste through ourselves, our partners or agencies like the CBEs and the franchise contractors that I mentioned earlier, which we dispose of at the main dump site in Chunga.
In another story that made headlines this week, the effect of the announced maize floor price for the 2017 marketing season by the Food Reserve Agency continued to receive mixed feelings from stakeholders. The Zambezi West Member of Parliament wonders how farmers in his constituents will manage to sustain their lives since the proceeds they gain depend on maize sold to FRA. He says the cost of maize should reflect the cost of production to encourage peasant farmers.
The Zambian government has expressed commitment to prioritize the agriculture sector as the main engine in diversification of the country's economy. And during the member of the Central Committee meeting held on 22nd July 2017 at State House and chaired by President Edgar Lungu, The MCC directed Patriot Front Secretary General Davis Mwila to streamline communication between the party and the government to ensure party policies are implemented in line with the 2016 to 2021 election manifesto. The Food Reserve Agency, a government statutory institution enacted by Act of Parliament, Cap 225 of the laws of Zambia, fulfills its mandate by maintaining and administering the national strategic food reserves, and on Tuesday announced maize market price for 2017 crop marketing season.
We're going to buy white maize, and the quantities of the white maize will be 477/900 metric tons. I hope you've got that. 477,900 metric tons. Soya beans, it will be 20,000 metric tons. Paddy rice will be 2,100 metric tons. So when you add all those, it will give you 500,000 metric tons of grain. Now, this is where we come to the most important business of the day. What will be the price of the maize? The market price for maize will be 60 kwacha per 50 kg bag. 60 kwacha per 50 kg bag. Perhaps what will be important now is to maybe highlight some justifications for that. One, consideration was made to the average price of maize currently at the open market and the farm gate during the months of May and June 2017, where the private sector is trading at an average of 60 kwacha per 50 kg bag. So we've basically taken the average average price of market at the open market and farm gate. The market price is also projected to fall on the basis of the supply and demand. I'm sure you've noticed that there's a lot of maize outside there, and we are anticipating even the price of maize to even go down.
The development has therefore saddened by many small-scale farmers across the country who are of the view that the Food Reserve Agency has increased their burden and will put them at a loss. They say that most farmers will not as such cultivate maize this year. And the Zambia National Farmers Union Media and Public Relations Officer Calvin Kalea, in a statement, says the indicators of the maize price show that our own FISIP will go bankrupt. Pamela Mulenga, CBC News, Lusaka.
And now talking peace, speaking to Siavonga at the weekend at the opening of the International Association of Parliamentarians for Peace seminar organized by the Universal Peace Federation on Saturday. The Mazabuka lawmaker, Mr. Gary Nkombo, said there is hypocrisy and lack of truthfulness in the executive, adding that what is said is different from the actions taken by leaders. Mr. Nkombo notes that it is important to achieve inner peace to be transmitted to others. Meanwhile, UPND Nalikwanda MP Professor Geoffrey Lungwangwa has called on parliamentarians to embrace peace for development in the country to be realized.
I think a reality. And the three pillars of peace are, as we heard yesterday, interfaith, where we all come to accept that there are different ways of relating to our Creator. And we have to accept that. We have to coexist with different religions, different faiths that are there. This is the nature of life. This is the nature of the world we live in. And the second aspect is the family. The family is the school of love. It is in the family that we find our peace as individuals, as members of the family. And that is.
You are watching CBC This Week. In court news, a 23-year-old woman of Lusaka spent 10,170 kwacha on a profit to bring back his late husband to life. This is in a matter in which Beatrice Kasonde has dragged Angel Sakala for lying to her that he was going to resurrect his dead husband through magic. Still in the court news, a second witness in a case in which 4 UPND supporters are facing charges of being in possession of offensive materials told the court this week that he has no proof to support that all the items obtained from the accused persons were in the vehicle during their search on 25th April 2017. Andrew Mbewe, a police officer, told Lusaka Magistrate Silva Munina that he does not know the offense the accused are facing despite testifying against them. Here's a report.
There was laughter in the Lusaka's magistrate courts on Wednesday morning when a second witness testifying against the 4 Opposition United Party for National Development UPND supporters facing charges of being in possession of offensive materials told the court during his cross-examination that a mask is not part of police uniform and that he has never seen a police officer wearing it, adding that the ones who wear them at Lusaka's correctional facility commits an offense as it can only be used during a guerrilla operation. Andrew Mbewe, a police officer, told Lusaka's magistrate Sylvia Munyinya that he does not know the offense in which the accused persons are appearing before the court despite testifying against them. He also admitted that the 8 UPND flyers, a PF Chitenge material, speakers, among other items that were found in the vehicle during the search are not offensive materials but rather campaign materials. The witness also says that it is his word against the accused persons on the matter as he has no proof to support his claims. Mr. Mbewe also says that him and his colleague Matongo Mwendavai were not present at the time the accused person's vehicle was being taken to police headquarters from the correctional facility and that no documents were signed to indicate that all the articles that have been brought before the court were in the vehicle on that night. In this case, it is alleged that on 25th April 2017, the accused persons, namely Remy Mukowa, Kelvin Mwanza Mupulisa, Fabian Mwanza Lubona, and Martin Mujindu, in Lusaka jointly and whilst acting together, had in their possession offensive materials, namely a bow and 3 arrows, 2 plastics of potassium permanganate, and 1 plastic bottle of glycerine. The case has since been adjourned to 4th August 2017 for commencement of trial. Darius Yonia at the Magistrate Courts.
We'll be back shortly after this break. Please don't go away. Welcome back, and we are still in the court grounds, and our reporter Darius Jonia reports from the courts. Patriotic Front Deputy Secretary this week, General Mundipiri, told the Magistrate Court that the opposition leader Hakainde Hichilema was arrested for treason after her press briefing in which she advised the police to arrest and investigate the UPND leader over what transpired in Mongo. The Deputy Secretary General said that the police acted unprofessionally during the incidents by putting the life of the president in danger. She further accused the police service of being very corrupt. This is in a matter in which Asha Hagantu, 45, is accused of posting defamatory words against Mrs. Mundipiri in a WhatsApp group insinuating that she sacrificed her son to become a big political figure. And here are the details.
The Patriotic Front Deputy Secretary General Mundipiri told the Magistrate Court on Thursday morning that police negligence on the occurrences of the Mongo Limulunga incidents cannot be blamed on any individual. She said that there is enough evidence to show that there were lapses on the side of the police during that day. In this case, the Deputy SG is appearing in court for accusing a 45-year-old Lusaka man, Asha Hagantu, for defaming her over an alleged posting on a WhatsApp blog insinuating that she sacrificed her son to become a big political figure. And the matter came up in court before Magistrate Nchimunya Simauvi. The deputy SG, in a cross-examination led by lawyer Keith Mwemba, said that she did not have any documentary evidence to show that she was defamed by the accused person or indeed lowered as a result of the purported publication. She also disclosed that she denied having instructed the police to arrest the accused person and that the genesis of the conversation on the blog was as a result of the conversation on the arrest of the UPND leader Hakainde Hichilema. Mumbipiri, however, told the court that she was a participant in the group and that her contribution was merely exercising her freedom of expression as enshrined in the Constitution. The defense team later showed the footage of her comments on Hakainde Hichilema's arrest during a press briefing she held. She later admitted that she advised the police to arrest Hakainde Hichilema, the UPND leader, for treason, and that after her address, the police arrested the opposition leader. The second witness in the matter, Elijah Mwense Kaputo, a sales rep at the Zambia National Broadcasting Corporation, ZNBC, in a cross-examination, admitted that he was unable to tell the court the intentions of the accused person over the posting. The case has since been adjourned. Darius Jonia at the magistrate courts.
And now we look at education news. This week, the University of Zambia will block 8,000 students who still owe the institution 58 million kwacha in unpaid tuition fees from sitting for examinations if they fail to make the outstanding payments. FDD spokesperson Antonio Mwanza and PEP President Sean Tembo condemned the action made by institution management. Here is a report.
The government of Zambia, through the Bursaries Committee, facilitates the process of scholarship and fellowship awards offered to Zambia by several cooperating partners and agencies for Zambian students to study abroad at either undergraduate or postgraduate degree levels. The Bursaries Committee was established through a statutory instrument number 182 of the 1973 Education Act of the Law of Zambia. It administers bursaries, scholarships, student loans and fellowships for tertiary education in Zambia and abroad. The University of Zambia will block 8,000 students who still owe the institution 58 million in unpaid tuition fees from sitting for examinations if they fail to make the outstanding payments. UNZA Public Relations Manager Damaseko Chibale said in the statement that the growing of trade of not paying tuition fees by some students have affected smooth operations of the university. Mr. Chibale said that there is need for students to support the university in fulfilling its mandate by taking advantage of the flexible mode of payment. It accords them to promptly pay tuition fees, adding that the university has legal obligation to pay salaries for its academic and non-academic staff for them to efficiently execute their duties for the benefits of the students and the society in general. Joseph Busenge, ZANASU president, said that UNZA management should allow students to write their examinations and later withhold their results.
The best way to deal with students that haven't paid their tuition fees is to simply allow them to write their exams and withhold their results. I think that is the most reasonable thing that management must do. Because what management must understand is that we have a goal as a country at large, and that goal is to achieve sustainable development. And for us to achieve sustainable development, we must have citizens that are educated. And by deterring these students, by not allowing these students to write their exams, then how do we achieve our millennium goal, which is quality education, to get everyone educated? It means that certain institutions are hindering the major goal of the country of getting everyone educated. That is a bad idea. Other learning institutions such as NIPA, students are allowed to write their exams and their results are withheld until they
Forum for Democratic Development spokesperson, who is also former president of UNZA, Antonio Mwanza, said that government has failed to fund the University of Zambia.
I wish to make a very passionate and strong appeal to the University of Zambia management to allow those students that have got outstanding balances to go back to class and write their exams. The management ought to understand that it doesn't help the management, it doesn't even help the students to chase them from school. But there are things that the public needs to know. The truth is that the University of Zambia is a public institution which must be funded by the government, and the government has failed to fund the University of Zambia.
Meanwhile, Patriots for Economic Progress, PAT President Sean Tembo, had this to say.
We are very concerned about the situation which is obtaining at the University of Zambia, where about 8,000 students are reported to be declined from sitting for their exams when the time comes. This is very saddening because these students are basically the future of this country, and they should not be denied the opportunity to sit for their exams on the sole basis of failing to pay for exams, because the prevailing economic situation is very bad, and the government needs to take this into consideration. We have always emphasized that the government needs to basically increase the amount of their subsidies to these tertiary learning institutions. They cannot be expected to operate on a commercial basis, whereby the fees which they collect from students basically sustain their entire operations. That cannot happen.
For CBC News, I'm Dina Soko, Lusaka.
CBC This Week continues after the break. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, and now we quickly look at this week on labor. The Minister of Labor and Social Security, Mrs. Joyce Nonde-Sumkoko, again made an improved inspection on some companies in Lusaka to check on the compliance levels on labor laws. The minister first visited Avic International, a company contracted to construct the L200 road project.
Yes. If you have any problems with the laws and you think maybe the government must revisit, you have a right to do that. But to just ignore the law, we will be very ruthless. You have seen, we want you to be paying to NAPSA. You have said you are paying.
We are paying.
Our inspectors will come and verify. You are also supposed to pay to Workers' Compensation Control Board.
Except that we bought insurance GPA for our local employees.
Exactly. Yes. So once you follow the law, we have no problem. What we have a problem is people are misleading or mistreating workers.
Yes.
Because you have brought in your investment, the workers are also providing labor. So you are partners. No one is more important than the other.
Yes.
So we want you to have that kind of relationship with the workers.
Yes.
And the human resource, we prefer local ones because we already have a lot of qualified human resource practitioners. Because the human resource practitioners who are local are able to explain to you our customs, our cultures. They'll help you to manage workers properly. Now, if we bring somebody else from China, who may not understand our culture.
It's not familiar.
Exactly. There are going to be conflicts.
Okay,
that's why we want our own Zambian people to manage the workers. Okay? So that is the understanding.
Yes.
Once you do that, you are our friends. But if you don't do that, you are our enemies.
So you know what happened? So the Avic is a big company. So we have
the minister later toured Eve Products Company Limited, where she was rattled with the company's manager for the lapse in complying with NAPSA and Workers' Compensation Fund regulations.
I'm the minister, so don't push me too far. We have a right to imprison you, in case you don't know. 6 months, you can go in. So don't think the law is... When we come to you, we are appealing to you, we are on radio, we are on TV, we are saying, please, let's do the correct things. We are not joking. We are not joking. The workers in this country are crying every day.
And that's why I'm saying...
Excuse me. Excuse me, if you are not well brought up, you must learn to respect people, to finish talking, then you talk.
Okay.
You are wrong. You don't even have to answer. You have said it yourself. It's a lapse. You are not paying to workers' conversation. It's a lapse. You are not up to date with you, NAFSA, and to you it's okay. You are not even a member of the institute. You are illegally operating as a human resource practitioner.
I think that's what I'm saying. Give me a chance, I talk also.
I'll give you a chance. But how are you going to defend the wrong? Even if I give you a chance.
Finally, on this ministerial tour, the minister winded up her inspections at Oriental Quarries Company, which is well known for paying workers less.
And you get them jobs. It's very, very easy to whip up. You go on phone, look for a good qualified tiler now. They're always 3 months, 4 months booking.
Yeah, that's very true. No, I agree with you.
You've probably built in your house, you want to look for somebody.
That's very true. So no, let's work together with my ministry. We can push it up with government.
Definitely,
that we have this college and people are skilled, because we want people to, there's a lot of infrastructure development, and our people, if they are skilled, we wouldn't need anyone from another country. They can do the work.
The thing is, the other thing, madam, is there's a big misconception that always foreign is better. You as government must have faith in us locals.
Exactly.
What you're going to see now and what we've done is all done by us, and we are local.
Good.
We are not foreign.
Yeah.
So,
welcome home.
And now we look at compliance to the law. Police in Lusaka have warned and cautioned the United Progressive People's President Xavier Chishimba of Makeni Lusaka for the offense of defamation of the president. Police spokesperson Esther Matakatongo, in a brief statement made available to CBC News this week, said that the offense is contrary to Section 69 of Cap 87 of the laws of Zambia. She further said that Chishimba is alleged to have defamed the president on 1st July 2017 and 8th July 2017 in Lusaka. Mr. Chishimba has since been detained in police custody and will be charged once the investigations are concluded.
I can confirm that police have warned and cautioned the United Progressive People President, Xavier Chishimba of Makeni, Lusaka, for the offense of defamation of president, which is contrary to Section 69 of Cap 87 of the laws of Zambia, which occurred on 1st July 2017 and 8th July 2017 in Lusaka. He has since been detained in police custody and will be charged once the officers are done with the processes.
Coming up next, we'll look at what transpired in sports this week. Stay tuned. Welcome back. And now in sports, African Boxing Union ABU has ordered the African Boxing Union flyweight champion Alfred Moore to defend his title against Tembelani Sosi, a South African flyweight champion. Tembelani has a total of 24 fights, where he recorded 16 wins, 7 losses and 1 draw. And Alfred Moore's manager Christopher Malunga said this to CBC Sports in an interview.
I can confirm that the current flyweight champion, Alfred Moore, African Boxing Union flyweight champion Alfred Moore, has been told by ABU that he has to defend his title against Tambilane Noxosha from South Africa, and Tambilane is a South African champion. Yes, they are ready. As you know that Alfred has been in camp. He knows what is expected out of him, and including Lolita, Catherine, and we also signed a new boxer who is also in camp with the guys, and everybody is looking forward to the fight.
That's all we had for you on CBC this week. We thank you for watching CBC this week. Until next time, I want to bring you more. I'm Evan Siladeni Motashi. Good night.